Hello, my name is Mrs. McKinley, and this is Honors Statistics. I'm really happy to be able to virtually meet you all. I wish that we could have met in person. I love curriculum night. I love getting to meet all of the parents and being able to brag on your students, but we have to do what we have to do this year. And so I hope that you're able to learn all of the information that you need to know about this class. And if you have any questions, I'll have my email at the end, and I would love to answer any questions that you do have. A little bit about myself before we get started. This is my 5th year at PCA, and I was at Plano West before that for 2 years, so this is my 7th year teaching. I have taught AP Statistics and Pre-AP Algebra 2 and Honor Statistics throughout my entire time at PCA and even at Plano West. So I've been very educated in statistics and was an AP grader this summer. It's my favorite subject to teach. And the thing I love about the honors class is that we get to go at a slower pace and really get to dig into all of the fun things that stats has to offer without the pressures of having an AP test at the end. So I'm really fortunate to be able to teach that. And I'm hoping that, especially with everything going on this year, we're able to look at different viewpoints and current events. I have a current event project actually coming up. We're able to look at it through a statistical lens, and that's probably more than you want to know, but I do get really excited about it. So if you ever want to talk about it, let me know. I am married. I've been married for about almost 2 years, and my husband and I are expecting our very first child, a little baby boy, in October. So if you were here in person, you would see me with a big old belly right now waddling around. The good thing about Zoom is you can't see all of that. So we are just so over the moon excited, ready for him to be here. And I look forward to sharing, pictures and everything with your students. It's fun for them to get to experience all of that with me. And they've been through a lot of life stages with me, from getting married to now having a baby. And it's just fun to get to share my personal life with them. And that's something I love about PCA, is just the relationships that we get to build. And I love that the families are so involved, and you guys have just been amazing. And so we're really fortunate to be able to open this year. And I'm so glad I get to see your students face to face. It's been a great start to the year. I just want to talk a little bit about this class and kind of what it entails, and just go through a few of the policies. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that I use Canvas for everything. If a student has any questions, you should direct them to Canvas. I put all of my unit calendars on there, and they have already received a calendar for the first quarter, but if they lose that, they can go to Canvas and they'll see that it is there, that they can print out. All of the notes, all of the homework answer keys, all of my videos, everything is organized in Canvas. It's been one of my life's works to get this Canvas page updated. So I think that it's very well organized, and they should be able to find everything they need in there. It's really helpful whenever a student is absent, because they can go into Canvas and see what they missed. And if they have their calendar, then they can see what section of notes we took, watch the video, and complete the homework. Tests and quizzes are on their calendar as well, but they're also always listed in my PCA. So they have all of their upcoming tests and quizzes for the entire quarter already on their calendar, and they can mark those in their planner or whatever they want to do, but they do have those dates in advance. Test corrections, we have been doing this as a math department for probably the last 3 years or so, and this is a department-wide thing. So your students are probably very well aware of our test corrections, and they are required and mandatory for every single test that we take. And we have built that grade into the test category. So instead of now your test is worth 100 points and the test correction is worth 10 points. So the entire test will be 110 points. So let's say, for instance, that they made a 75 on the test. with the test corrections, then if they do those and complete them in time and they're completely correct, then that can actually boost the grade to a 77, and it varies per grade, whatever they make. But if they choose not to do those test corrections and not turn them in, then that can actually hurt their grade. We have found that this is the most successful way to have students actually care about their grade and not just throw away their test whenever they're done with it, or they get it back. We want them to see the value in what they missed. And oftentimes when they get it back, they'll look at it and see that they made a really silly mistake, or they just missed one little thing, versus thinking, I completely messed this whole thing up. I don't understand the unit at all. So it's been encouraging for us on the teacher side just to kind of see the students really trying to have long-term retention of the subject matter and not just take a test and move on. And so, like I said, this is a math department policy, and it's something that we've implemented for several years. So it should be nothing new to them. I did mention that I do make videos for all of my lessons. So I record those live in class and I post the videos on, I have a YouTube channel, that's the link at the bottom, but I also post them on Canvas. So if a student is absent, I know our students are very busy at PCA, and also with all of the sickness and everything going on, this is really, really important that I have these. But if a student is absent, then they can look at the calendar, see what section they missed, go to Canvas, watch the video for that section, follow along with the notes, and then they can complete their homework. They have an extra class period to do that as for makeup work. So it's really helpful for me just because the student is aware of what they've missed and they're able to kind of take ownership of that. And if they do have questions after they watch the video, then I'm able to help them too on top of that, but I'm not reteaching the lesson just to one individual person. So they can work on this on their own time. For grading, homework is completion and a little bit of accuracy, but for the most part, every single assignment that they get in class is going to be for completion. They will turn it in electronically on Canvas. So we've been doing this for the past couple years, at least in my class, where they will scan in a picture and turn it into Canvas. It's been really successful. They are more responsible. I feel like they will turn it in before class begins, usually the night before. And it really takes the stress off of having to remember everything. If they forget their binder one day for class, it won't penalize them because they've already turned in their homework. I'm able to give them feedback through Canvas. I can actually write on top of their paper and give them comments and feedback so they can see that. And it's just been it was a really easy transition last year whenever we did have to go to online schooling. The students, it was a seamless transition because they've been used to turning in their assignments electronically anyway. And so heaven forbid if something did happen, it would be a really smooth transition again for them if we did have to go back to online. Also, for any of the remote learners, it's a way for it to be consistent where they're turning in their homework and my students here are turning in their homework online. I'm grading the entire class. I'm not having to grade, here's remote, here's the in-person. And so it really creates unity because everybody's doing the same thing. Quizzes, I try to have 1 to 2 per unit. They're always announced and they're on the calendar. And then for tests, there will be a multiple choice component and a free response component. And so this class is really preparing them for college, where things will also be open-ended as well as multiple choice. And I try to reflect that just like the college course in case they do choose to take that course in college or through call-in in the summer. The makeup policy is when you're absent for a test or a quiz, it is really important that you that your student emails me and communicates with me that you missed, and then we can schedule a time for them to make up that test or quiz. If I don't hear from them, if there's no communication that has been made between that class that they missed and then the following day, I will just hand them the test and the next day during class, and they'll just take it during class. So it's always better for them to communicate with me because then we're able to create a schedule in which they're doing it on their own time. Maybe it's a senior release, maybe it's an early arrival or late arrival. But if I don't hear from them, I'm just assuming that they don't care, and they will just take it whenever they come back. And that is a school policy, that if they just missed a test or quiz, they're responsible to make that up the next time that I see them. If there is some sort of school event or sport, fine arts, club, or something like that, then it is a PCA policy that they are supposed to finish their missed work before in advance. So if they're missing a test, they should really schedule that beforehand, and so we can get that out of the way whenever they miss. I don't know if I have mentioned this yet, but I am part-time this year. So I am only here on B days, 5th through 8th period. I'm here in the morning at 7 to 7:45 a.m. I can also stay after school for tutoring, and then I'm available during activity period on B days. If a student is needing help on an A day, it's not like I'm not around. I'm more than happy to help. I've just told them that they can email me, or they can send a remind text, and I have no trouble hopping on a Zoom call and helping them if they have a question or something like that. So I told them I'm definitely available. I'm just not on campus on A days, but it is important that they remember that I'm only here on campus on B days, and I would love to help them any day of the week or weekend. If you have any questions, then please email me. I would love to hear from you guys. If you watch the video, just introduce yourself or say hi. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. It was so good to virtually meet you all, and I hope I get to meet you in person soon. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you.